No. Boss, with all due respect, I think you're wrong. Why don't we do this? I'm going to explain to everybody, including you, how to obtain business credit using EIN only. So in today's conversation, I want to share the top 5 hacks you must apply to get business credit without using your personal credit. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sorted Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk about business credit using EIN only. And I'm going to share with you the top 5 hacks you must apply to get business credit without using your personal credit. The first thing you need to do is to try to have a legit business. This is important, folks. You want to comply with the law. I'm speaking to you right now. You, the boss. Yes, you there. I want to talk to you right now. Don't go around and telling everybody I have a business, blah, 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 but you don't have a legal structure. You don't have an EIN. Have you filed your EIN yet? Talk to me about that. Your employer identification number. You got to go to the IRS's website and obtain this number right now. Try to have a legal structure. In other words, you need to be either an LLC, LP, S Corp, C Corp, I don't care, but please, you want to stay away from a sole proprietorship. If you want to have a business credit without EIN, using EIN only, you need to have an EIN organization. Very important, okay? And you want to have articles of incorporation or organization, depending on the legal structure that you have. Do you even have right now articles of incorporation? Do you have a registered agent? Talk to me about those things. So my point is that if you're trying to get a business credit using EIN only, you need to surround yourself with the contextual and legal apparatus that will help you get the EIN only business credit. This is important. Don't tell me I didn't tell you, okay? Don't walk around and try to say, I'm a businessman, I'm a businesswoman. Okay, and so what? What is the foundation of your business? Talk to me about that, boss. Hey, talk to me about that. So what I'm trying to say here is that don't walk around trying to razzle dazzle people with fancy words about your business. I have a business card. Okay, but is your business legit? Have you surrounded yourself with the contextual and legal foundation that your business needs? This is important. So bottom line is a sole proprietorship is not a good fit for EIN only business credit. You want to forget that. And you also want to work on having a good certificate of good standing. Your business must have a certificate of good standing every year from the State Department in the state where you incorporated. Very important. The second hack is that you want to have something called appearance. See, you need to appear as a separate entity, both in appearance and in fact. Let me repeat that. You need to be a separate entity, both in appearance and in fact. What I'm trying to say here is that you want to divorce your personal affairs from your business affairs, okay? What I'm trying to say is you need to establish accounting records for your business, either by hiring an accountant in-house or by having accounting software. You can use QuickBooks, you can use Xero, Expensify, Wave, all that kind of stuff. Or you can outsource the whole thing. My point is that when somebody looks at your company, he or she must think, okay, this is a separate legal entity, and this separate legal entity exists by itself. This is what it means to have a legal entity. You need to try to have financial reports, okay? And I don't care if your business is not making money. Don't walk around telling me, oh, boss, I'm not preparing financial statements because I ain't making money. Okay, so what? There's something called projected financial statements. And by the way, financial statements, you can have them even if you're having a loss, okay? Because even if you're not making money, you're probably spending a lot of cash in the business. So you need to prepare financial statements. Okay, this is important. And if you hire employees, including yourself, you need to file something you need to file a declaration with the State Department in the state where you operate from. This is important because guess what? You're going to have to pay income taxes or payroll taxes also. Okay, and so those are legal and compliance related facts. Those are things you need to think about. What about your business taxes, your income taxes? Are you filing your 1065 or 1120? What I'm trying to say here is that you want to give an independent observer the appearance that your business is indeed a separate legal entity. Very important. Did you hear that, boss? I want you to write it down right now. So don't walk around in the neighborhood telling everybody you are a businessman, you're a businesswoman, you are a CEO without a foundation. Okay? You want to have a rock solid foundation. This is important. And you want to have business checking accounts. You want to have an account that bears your company's name. Very important. And you want to have a business agenda. I don't care if you're working from home, you're working from a warehouse, you're working from a nightclub, you have a legit business. You need to have normal business hours. Do you work from 8 to 5, from 9 to 5? Try to establish that. Think about your branding, business cards, websites, logo, and whatnot. What I'm trying to say here is that I want you to have a legit business, not just in words. Don't be a talker, be a doer. I want to talk to you about the hack number 3, plans. And remember, we have 2 different types of plans here. We have a business plan and we have a procurement plan. Let me talk to you about a business plan. If you see everything I'm telling you, those are things that the lender is going to look at. See, the lender doesn't care about your business or you're a big shot or whatever you're selling. The lender is looking at, is this business legit? Because for a lender to actually consider you for EIN only credit, your business must bear the peculiarities, the idiosyncrasies, the specifics of a business. Okay, so a business plan is important because it communicates to the lender that you are legit, that you are serious, that you have thought about your business, and that you're not just a one-time shot, that you are in it to win it. Because a business plan will chronicle the history of the business, the present of the business, and the future of the business. Okay, boss, this is important because if you're just walking around and telling everybody, hey, listen, yeah, I have a business, I'm going to launch this product or this service. Okay. Hey, have you put this in a business plan? Have you materialized your thoughts? Have you put this to paper? You're just walking around telling everybody, hey, listen, I have this vision, but have you written it down? You need to write it down. This is important. Okay. So when we talk about a business plan, I'm talking about something very simple. I don't need an almanac to read your business plan. I don't need a dictionary to read your business plan. Okay, and neither does the lender. What I'm trying to say here is you want to write intelligible English, clear English, nothing complicated, nothing convoluted. I don't need a glossary to read your business plan. And anybody that you hire to write your business plan for you, that person must write clear English. And please, don't try to confuse people with a very technical jargon, legal lingo, whatever. I don't care what kind of industry you're in. Break it down for me. Break it down for me. Make it plain. Make it plain. All right. This is important. So when I talk about a business plan, you want to tell the lender that, hey, listen, I'm here to win it. And if you ever give me money, if you ever lend me money, this is where I'm going to use the money for. And the business plan has several essential components. You have the executive summary, a business description, market analysis and strategy, marketing and sales plan, competitive analysis, management and organization description, products and services description, operating plan, financial projections and needs, exhibits and appendices. Okay, very important. Let's talk about the second plan that I was talking to you about, and that's called a procurement plan. Procurement plan. Let me break it down for you in very simple English. This is a purchasing plan. Why do you need that? Well, basically, you're going to have to apply for a net 30 account. A lot of people walk around, hey, I try to apply with Quill or Granger and they denied me. Boo, boo, and start crying around. But you haven't done any preparation, boss. Why are you walking around just crying, but you not spending time preparing whatever you have to work on? What I'm trying to say here is that a procurement plan will communicate to a net 30 vendor. Hey, listen, here is my plan. Here is a list of expenditures that I have planned for the next 3, 6 months or 9 months or 12 months. You are telling the supplier, or you are telling the potential net 30 vendor that, hey, listen, here is my plan. And here are the estimations, the scheduling, the control. Here is the list of internal controls that I have in place and the dollar amount of what I intend to spend. And you're not telling the supplier whether you are paying this with net 30 or with credit card or with cash, whatever. No, you just telling them, you just share with them your intentions. And guess what? This sort of communication has a triple power, 3 important powers. Number 1, you telling the vendor, hey, listen, here is a potential customer. I better grab him now, because if the company grows, he or she might go to a rival. So if you're talking to Granger and you present them with a procurement plan and you talk to the right person, Granger might be thinking, hey, I don't want this thing to go to Uline or Quill. I better grab him now. That's number 1. Number 2, you are solidifying yourself you are boosting your chances of being approved as an EIN only. Why? Because you are separating your personal affairs from the business affairs. You are showing the net 30 vendor, hey, listen, I am legit. And the third element is that you can use this procurement plan as a roadmap, as an internal roadmap for analytical purposes. So you can actually see exactly whether there's something called, in cost accounting, you have something called variance analysis. So you analyze your plan versus the actual results, right? So you see whether or not you have an underage or an overage. So those are things that are really important. I'm not getting to cost accounting here or management accounting, but what I'm trying to tell you is that you need to have a blueprint to know exactly your expenses and to plan your expenses. Hack number 4, folks. Are you still with me, boss? I'm talking to you right now. So I have promised you to give you 5 hacks in today's conversation. And the first hack is to have a legit business. The second hack is to construct a solid appearance of a business. The third hack is to have plans, business plan and procurement plan. Now let's talk about the fourth hack, NPR. You have heard this term before. Actually, we came up with that term. Nowadays, everybody's talking about it on YouTube. We are so happy. But an NPR stands for a multi-product relationship. And we've been using this for 10 years in our research, in our internal research, when we help clients. And basically, that means that you are trying to beef up your relationship with the bank or the credit union where you currently have accounts. Not just any type of accounts. We are speaking about deposit accounts. We are speaking about asset accounts, because we've been hearing on the internet, people be talking about, oh, listen, if you have liability accounts, if you have credit cards, if you have lines of credit, that's fine. No. When we talk about NPR, in our analysis, we are strictly talking about asset accounts, deposit accounts. That's all. I'm talking about business checking accounts, savings account, investment accounts. So you're basically trying to beef up your relationship with the lender. This is really important. Okay. So another critical element is the services. A lot of banks and credit unions offer ancillary services to businesses. I'm talking about payroll, merchant processing, ACH. So if there is an opportunity for you to establish a relationship with your bank at that level, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Because you know what? The thing is that when we talk about EIN only, a lot of folks believe that there is a formula where you just fill out an application form and where it usually says a social security number. They are asking you for your EIN. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way unless you are making 7 digits and everybody knows you, and you are an IBM or an Amazon or whatnot. If you're a big company, nobody cares about individual responsibility. But if you are just a small ass company somewhere in Oklahoma or New York or I don't know, the lender worries about their money, and that makes sense. So there's no form where you have EIN indicated on the form. It takes a process. Okay. So you want to have a tight relationship with your relationship manager, with your bank relationship manager. It's important. You want to be proactive. You want to offer details about your business on a regular basis, even before seeking a loan. That's the thing. The mistake a lot of people make is that, they just wait around, blah, 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 blah. And one day, I need a loan. And they start walking around and really thinking about, I need an EIN only loan. No, these things you have to be proactive. You are preparing today the loan that you might be getting tomorrow. It takes time. Okay, you want to ask for feedback on progress when you talk to the relationship manager. You want to ask about upcoming loan products that the bank has even before the bank publishes those loan programs. Very important. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome 30K Show. We're actually having a conversation about the top 5 hacks you need to implement right now if you want to get EIN only credit. Okay, and hack number 5, EIN only credit. In other words, you need to start looking for EIN only credit. For example, you want to seek net 30 vendors. Very important, because there are some vendors. Not every vendor is treated equally. Some vendors do not actually provide net 30 accounts. That's number one, because you need to think about the provision of net 30 accounts, but also the reporting of your transactional data to the credit bureaus. Okay, so you want a vendor that does both. It's very important, because otherwise, why would you need them in the first place? Because you're trying to build credit, you're trying to establish credit. That's why you are going to them. So you want to make sure that they are reporting your data to the credit bureaus. And I'm talking about what? SBFE, LexisNexis, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax. Very important. Okay, so seek net 30 vendors. I'm talking about Grainger, Uline. You have a lot of them. Walmart, Costco. You have a lot of them. You have Nav. You have a lot of them. So, and you can try to get a secured card. By the way, talking about net 30 vendors, we have actually covered this topic at length on other shows. So there are 3 I want to recommend that you go watch after this one if you're really interested. So you have the top 10 net 30 accounts for new business that report to Dun & Bradstreet. There is no fee, no personal guarantee. That's the first video. The second video, you have the top 7 net 30 vendors that approve large business trade lines no matter what. And the third one is the top 10 easiest to get net 30 vendors for quickly building business credit. Okay, so besides net 30 vendors, try to get a secure credit card, a secured business credit card. Actually, on the market right now, there are 2 lenders that we know of that offer this kind of service, this kind of card. You have the Wells Fargo Secured Business Credit Card, and then you have a FNBO Secure Business Credit Card. Sometimes it's good to have a secure business credit card, especially if you have some assets with the lender. You have a deposit account that you want to collateralize for the card. That's good. And because those cards that I'm just telling you, the 2 secure credit cards, they report your data to the credit bureaus. So Wells Fargo does it, FNBO does it. Okay, FNBO is the First National Bank of Omaha. They do it too. Also, try to get an unsecured business credit card. So if you are comfortable and you're confident that your credit score is good, try to get an unsecured business credit card. Okay, there are a lot of them. You can get them from a credit union, from a traditional bank, okay, or from an alternative lender. Also, this is very important. And you can also try to get a business loan, boss. This is important. Try to get a business loan. What I'm trying to say here is what I'm trying to tell you, that you need to ask, otherwise you will not be given. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and thou shalt receive. It's important. So and anytime you have a conversation with a lender, you want to constantly, systematically look for EIN only. Because see, the thing is that the lender will systematically pull the conversation back onto your personal credit, because the lender is trying to cover their ass. And that makes sense. It makes sense, because think about it. If I were a lender and I'm giving you my money, I just want to be paid, and you're telling me, oh, hey, look here, look at the company, and the lender's like, no, I want to look at you. So you have to be proactive and tell the lender, hey, listen, I want to borrow on behalf of my business, and I want to borrow for a business card, and I want to do an EIN only. I want to borrow for equipment. I want to do an EIN only. I want to have a commercial real estate loan, and I want to do an EIN only. It's up to you to start bringing these things more and more. Don't expect the lender to say, hey, we want to do this EIN only. As a matter of fact, they never do it. Unless you're a big company. Again, if you're pulling in at least $1 million, then it is possible. But otherwise, the lender will automatically link your business credit to your personal credit. Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that as you're trying to get a business loan, either a term loan, an equipment loan, machinery loan, a business line of credit, all that kind of stuff, make sure that they report your transactional data to the credit bureaus, because it's all about systematically asking for this so that you can build credit. And you want to start with your current institution. Start with your bank. Start with your credit union. Okay? Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Your bank or a credit union, they already know you. They know who you are. They've seen your inflows and outflows of cash. They know exactly what's going on in your bank, in your account. Start with them, and then if it doesn't work, try alternative lenders. Also, you can try online lenders. Okay, you have a lot of the gamut is really wide, but yeah. All right, folks, this was it for today's conversation. I was just sharing with you the top 5 hacks that you need to implement right now if you want to get business credit using EIN only. Very important. Number 1, trying to have a legit business. Number 2, you want to polish your appearance, the appearance of the business. Number 3, think about plans, business plan and procurement plan. Number 4, NPR. You want to have a relationship with the bank, and you want to apply for a business loan with EIN only at a branch, if possible. If you have an online lender, you want to talk to them on the phone. But if you have a big traditional bank, you want to go to a branch. Okay. And number 5, you want to seek systematically EIN only business credit. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I will speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.